Capricorn, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. This is Oracle Intuition, and we're going to be taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit for April 22nd to the 29th. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone, but I do suggest you take a look into your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Also, if this reading does resonate with you, please click like, please click subscribe, please click the notification bell, because we do go live every Wednesdays right here on the channel where we do live readings. Also, if you would like a personal reading, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. All right, so let's see what's coming through for our Capricorns this week. First card coming through, we have toil and labor. All right, this is the mental state within our mind. Within the body, we have a gift. And from spirit, we have house. All right. So house for me always represents an energy of like comfort, being at home, being in a place of safety and security. I do feel it for some of you though, within the mental state, it almost feels, I'm really kind of getting that for some of you, you know, this toil and labor. This could have to do with working too hard, or it just feels like you're working and not getting anywhere. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. We're going to do some clarification just to see what's coming through. But, you know, within the body, within our external circumstances, so for me, body means external, what's happening around us. We also have this gift, and I feel like what Spirit is saying to you, yeah, it may feel like, you know, you're working, and maybe not, you know, going someplace, or maybe perhaps you have higher expectations in some way, but it does feel as though something is coming through. It feels like all that work and labor isn't for naught. All right, it's coming through. Something is about to be presented. Now, within spirit, we're going to clarify that card for sure. But when we have this house coming in from spirit, I feel like when you take a look at it, it does feel a little bit, you know, like it's kind of a little bit luminous, really. Like, you know, it's, what's that word? You know, it almost reminds me of like a haunted house, but I don't think that that's the energy that's supposed to be coming through within these cards. But when I do look at it here, it does feel like, you know, spirit, I feel like I need to clarify this. Let's clarify that card first. All right, let's see what the house has to do with. So let's clarify this first. Yeah, we have the Four of Swords. We also have the King of Swords coming through, and we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so for some of you, it may feel like you're kind of stuck. All right, maybe for some of you, you're stuck in a particular house, or you're stuck in a particular place. Maybe for some of you, you feel like you're not moving forward in some way. And again, I'm getting this energy here of this toil and labor. You know, it's like I'm doing all of this work, but I'm not really getting anywhere. So let's talk, you know, clarify that. Eight of Cups coming through, Wheel of Fortune, and we also have the Ten of Cups. So, and it feels like you want to be in a particular place, you know, with either within the mind or in a physical setting of some sort, but it does feel there's element of being stuck. Okay, when we have this Ten of Swords coming in, I'm really getting here, it's kind of like walking away from something in order to bring about a sense of happiness, all right? But I'm really getting here, you know, that it feels like for some of you, it might be that you're working too hard, or you're working too much. I feel like Spirit is saying to you, it's almost time to take a break, okay? It's time to take a break. I feel like with this energy of this gift coming through, I feel like there could be something unexpected, because, you know, a gift is like a surprise usually, right? Something that we usually don't expect, it's coming through. And that's exactly what I'm getting here. It feels like Spirit is saying, you know, and for some of you, this might even be taking a toll on your health in some way, you know, whether this is, you know, some sort of chronic sickness, or maybe perhaps you've just been getting, you know, you're feeling tired, you're feeling like the toil and labor, right? It's somebody, you know, who's bearing the weight of the world on their shoulders in some aspect, and it feels like it could be really weighing you down. So let's clarify that gift and see what's coming in here. For some of you, this even could be a partnership, you know, that's going on. You know, maybe perhaps you're wanting to walk away from a particular partnership because this might bring you some sort of sense of happiness. We have that Seven of Swords coming through. with the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm kind of getting this energy here that for some of you, it feels like you want to walk away from something. All right. Now, this could have to do with a job. This could have to do, you know, with a particular mindset that you're ready to let go of. This even could have to do with a relationship in some way. But it feels like it's time to bring the truth up to the surface is what I keep getting. All right. Especially with that Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is very much, you know, about truth, right? Being honest, being, you know, looking at things in a way that, you know, it's not being hidden. It's not being undercover. It's like bringing something to the surface. It's being really honest with ourselves. So let's clarify that Queen of Swords. What is it that we need to be truthful about? Maybe have to be truthful about a particular relationship. Six of Pentacles as well coming in. Feels like for some of you, it's like you're putting in all the work and somebody might not be sharing that work with you. I don't feel like this is, you know, for some of you, this might be, you know, talking about the ending of a relationship, but it almost feels like there needs to be some truth brought to the surface or some sort of conversation brought to the surface in regards to, you know, maybe perhaps sharing the work or perhaps sharing chores in some way, or perhaps, you know, and this even could be a work situation. All right. It doesn't need to be a romantic situation, but it almost feels as though you're in this place of doing all the work. All right. That Six of Pentacles, you know, that can be uneven energy when it comes to sharing or it comes to giving or it comes to receiving, right? So this could be you. It could be the person around you. Maybe perhaps somebody else feels that they're doing all of the work. Take that as it resonates. But I'm getting here this energy that it almost feels like there's a dissatisfaction in the amount of responsibilities. Again, it could be one of you that's putting in more work, or perhaps, you know, again, in your workplace or, you know, relationships. But it does feel like you're in this place of, like, it's like you have the, you know, the world sitting on your shoulders. And what Spirit is really saying to you, that there needs to be some sort of balance. Even for some of you, you know, this could have to do with, you know, walking away in some sort, or, you know, bringing about a sense of rest. Okay, bringing about a sense of rest. I feel like for some of you, when I say it's in your head, I don't mean that it's in your head like you're making stuff up. But it does feel there's a dissatisfaction that's going on within the relationship, and you might be in this place of sort of looking at somebody going, I'm doing all the work, or can't you pick up your socks, or, you know, could you just do this? And it almost feels like within your own personal energy, there's a dissatisfaction. And because of that energy, you may be projecting that outwards. All right. And this is, you know, only going to be, you know, for some of you. And I feel like Spirit is saying to you, you know what? Maybe things aren't really as bad as they appear to be. All right. Especially when we're in a place of being tired, or we feel that somebody's not being as generous with responsibilities or their duties or their chores, or you're putting more work into our relationship. You know, it can really elevate our feelings. It can really elevate our emotions. And I'm sort of getting this energy from it. You know, again, I'm not really seeing a card that is saying, you know, it's time to completely walk away, or it's time to completely, you know, leave a relationship, or, you know, to give up on something. What I'm really getting is, you know, about this conversation that needs to come through. All right. It feels like you might be in this place where you have to have some sort of communication towards somebody in regards of what it is that you need to help make you feel more balanced, or to help maybe perhaps the relationship feel more balanced. And again, you know, especially if it's that you're putting more work towards a relationship, or putting more work, you know, towards your coworkers, or towards the job in general. And it feels like you're in this place of just working, but you're not receiving anything back, or you're not, you know, feeling that equal balance between what's going on here. Might be time to have that conversation first, because especially when that Five of Cups is coming through, the interesting thing with the Five of Cups is that we tend to look at the three spilt cups. We forget to look behind us at the Two of Cups. So sometimes that sadness can be just within us and what it is that we're perceiving. But, when that Two of Cups is behind us, this is the Two of Cups, regarding love and partnership and, equal balance, right? So I do feel that for some of you, you might just be looking at things in a different perspective, or it's time to look at things in a different perspective. Maybe it's time to take a step back, especially with that healing that's coming through. All right, take a step back, and we have this King of Swords. Plan a strategy of perhaps talking to your partner, and we also have the King of Swords and Queen of Swords. So it might be that there's, it's feeling like, again, an imbalance within the relationship, or maybe perhaps you haven't had time, for intimacy. Everything just seems to be about work or work, work and go, go, go. And again, you might be putting more in, or you're feeling like you're putting more in. So I really get that the energy here is about having a conversation in regards to some way equaling out the balance within, again, whether it's a relationship, work, maybe perhaps just within your own emotional state at this time. So let's get a card from the universe and see what's coming through. All right, and let's see what the universe has to say, and then we're going to be taking a look at relationships and see what's coming in. So we have giving birth. I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world. Yeah, it's interesting. Excuse me, I have to cough. We have that stalemate. We had that Two of Swords, where you might be in this place of feeling like things aren't moving, things aren't going forward. And we also had that Four of Swords energy, where it talks about healing and rest, and just being in this place of perhaps you need to work out a new strategy, especially with that King of Swords. Okay, it's like time to take rest, work out a new strategy. But I'm feeling that by taking that rest, and again, we had that toil and labor. So it almost feels like, like you're in this place of, I'm just putting so much energy. I'm being in this place of, I just feel like I'm doing too much, or I'm juggling too many things, or I have too many things on the go, or I'm not having that shared responsibility from somebody, or it's, somebody isn't sharing the responsibility with me. I feel like by going into that place of rest, we start to come out with this new energy. I'm giving birth to the world. I'm in a new dynamic energy. All right. And this is the energy that I'm getting from Spirit. This is the message that's coming through. It's like it's time to rest in order to rebirth. And I feel like there's new things that are coming forward. It's going to also have to do with a new perspective. A new perspective maybe, is what's needed towards this situation, whatever it is. But I do feel that by resting, you're going to regain that energy that you've been lacking, or that new perspective that you may have not been able to see. It's like just take a step back and plan a new strategy. All right? So let's look into relationships and see what's coming through. So relationships for Capricorn. Let's see what's happening. Relationships don't have to be romantic. They can be friends, family, and coworkers. Just take them as they resonate with you. All right, so relationships for Capricorn. All right, first card, we have the Runner. Runner in a codependent relationship. Fear of intimacy, listening to ego. It's interesting because I do get a bit of that energy. Remember how I said it feels like, maybe you're putting more work into something, all right? We have this Runner energy. So if you're putting more work into a relationship, especially if this is a new relationship, or maybe perhaps somebody you're interested in, it even could be, a committed relationship that you're in now, I do feel like taking a step back is going to be helpful. We also have fear of intimacy. Could even have to do with lack of intimacy, especially with that King and that Queen of Swords. Maybe there's not enough romantic time, within your relationship. And by placing that within the relationship, this may help balance things out. That may be exactly what it is that you're lacking. You might be too focused on work, or maybe you're focused on whatever it is. We had the house there, maybe there's renovations going on. Whatever that has to do with, it feels like there needs to be a new perspective, a new look at something. And for some of you, especially if you feel like you are chasing a relationship, what I'm getting here is it is time to definitely step back and allow this person, if they're going to share some of the responsibilities by bringing this relationship forward. And if they aren't, then that kind of tells you something. But we also have kisses, right? Unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So I get a lot of, especially for those that are already in relationship or something, I do feel there's love here. All right. Or there is that potential for love, especially with the new relationships. But again, I feel, remember, giving and receiving. So this has to be equal. There has to be an equal balance. And if you're placing in more of the work, it might be time to take that step back and see if this person will come forward. We also have camera. Reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learning from the past, making memories. I feel like learning from the past is really important on this one, especially. I feel like this could be reminiscent of past relationships, all right? Past relationships where you felt like you were either giving more towards something, or perhaps being, in that place of being the chaser within a relationship, all right? Again, just take that as it resonates, but we are going to get some clarification and see what's coming in. Oh, I actually left a card up here. We're going to add that one. Okay, we have Mercury, the gods, communication, ideas, talkative, expression, thoughts, manifesting. So I do feel like there needs to be some sort of conversation, as we talked about before, all right? I just feel that by, communicating or expressing your thoughts in some way, or for some of you, this even could have to do with communicating with your higher self, asking your higher self, what is it, that I need to do? What is it that do I need to take this step back? How do I bring this person forward? How do I communicate, how I'm feeling in some way? But we also have the Prince of Air, all right? So it's interesting because we already had the Queen and the King, and now we have, the Prince coming through. But this is also the Lover's card, right? And again, it talks about communication, all right? Responsive, witty, inquisitive, flexible, social. I feel like there needs to be some sort of communication brought through. There needs to be some sort of change within the energy here. When we have the Lovers also, it's interesting because it's coming in with kisses. So the Lovers also talks about making a decision from the heart, right? This isn't just, something that we, make a decision from our brain. Make a decision from your heart. But I'm really getting here, we're going to clarify this. I feel like we might need to clarify that, and we will in just a second here. We also have the Squirrel. So energetic, secretive, frugal, saving, hoarding, scold, giving lip service, all right? Miscommunication. I just keep getting some sort of energy here about there needs to be some sort of communication, a better communication coming forward. Maybe for some of you, either you or your partner or your person, or somebody around you. Again, it doesn't need to be a romantic relationship. Maybe for some of you, you feel like, there is that lack of communication, or maybe for some of you, you feel like you said what you need to say, but there might be, another energy of, are you being truly honest with everything? Like it needs to be presented, maybe perhaps in a different way, or maybe even in a more honest way. All right. So let's clarify these cards. Let's clarify the Magician, first of all, and see what's coming in. Because the Magician came in with the Runner. All right. So let's see what that has to do with here. Yeah, we have strengthening bonds. We also have Master. And we have find the balance. Yeah, I feel like, again, there needs to be balance here. We have this Devil energy coming through, right? And it almost feels like it feels like by releasing something that we're hanging on to, we also had that toil and labor. So for some of you, this could have to do with that energy of feeling, you're trapped, or you can't get out of something, or you feel like, what's the point in talking because they're not going to listen anyway, or, whatever it is. So you might have to make a decision here. Is this person going to listen? Have I communicated everything that I need to communicate? Have I communicated honestly? Have I communicated openly? Have I said what I really need to say? Or am I perceiving that I've, said everything I need to say? All right. Because sometimes we think that we have, but, we really haven't, right? We haven't been completely honest. And I feel like there needs to be an element of honesty coming through here, something that's going to bring balance. And again, we have this runner chaser energy, this finding the balance. So I do feel that for some of you, it may even be the fact that in the past, especially if you've chased people, or if perhaps you repeated the cycle of chasing in some way, might have to ask yourself, is this a codependent relationship? Why do I keep chasing these relationships? Or why am I putting in all of this work when things aren't going forward the way that I want them to go forward, or the way that I think, or that they should go, or creating some sort of balance here? So let's take a look at the lovers. Yeah, love abounds, like Ace of Cups. We have helpless and hopeless. And I do feel darkest fears. All right. We have that, yeah. Remember how I talked about that sometimes it's in our head? and again, this doesn't mean, like, this isn't trying to put anything that you're thinking or feeling. It's not dismissing it, all right? I do get this energy of looking at it in a new perspective, because when we have that Nine of Swords energy, this can, sometimes be thoughts in our heads that we're just creating, or, thoughts from the past that, we're in this place of fear that this is going to happen again, or we're in this place of, just looking at it from a different perspective can sometimes really change what is happening. It feels like, for me, I feel like, something within a relationship is actually not as bad as it's perceived. All right. But you might be in this place where you're feeling trapped. Again, we're getting another trapped type of energy. So this might be something that you need to discuss with somebody, or, talk to, again, ask yourself, is it really as bad as it seems? Or if you're chasing something, or chasing a particular person, or if you feel that you're putting more work in, it's time to either step back and release yourself from these bonds or these chains, okay? Release yourself from, that helpless and hopeless feeling, because you're not, right? But when we continue to feel helpless and hopeless, that can bring in these thoughts of, paranoia, or being in this place that we're not perceiving something as it truly is. So let's clarify that squirrel with the camera. Yeah, we have daydreams and decisions. We have lead. We have the Emperor card. And we also have clarity of belief. All right. So, I can't make this up, guys. Like, when we have that Ace of Swords coming through here, right? And this is bringing clarity. So I feel like here you have to lead yourself out of whatever it is that you're feeling trapped within. Now, whether this is just our thoughts, like we had that thoughts, confusion coming through here, being in this place of, feeling like we're trapped, all right? And I feel like what Spirit is saying here is, like, it's really time to make a decision. It's really time to make a decision for yourself about which the best way to go is. Or is it time to take a new perspective on the situation, entirely, right? Do we need to have another look at this? Are things really as truly as bad as we're, making them to be? And it feels like taking that step back, looking at things in an honest way, is going to bring about a lot of clarity and clarity to you. It's going to help make a decision for you. And again, it's going to help you make a decision from the heart, especially with that Lovers. So I truly hope that this has helped, Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you'd like a personal reading, please contact me at oracleintuitions.com. Please click like, please click subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell because, we are going live on Wednesdays. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.